Salutations, Scooby supporters, and welcome back to the superb Sunnydale scene.
This alliteration is getting really out of hand.
Last time I did a review of Buffy's first season, but I left out two very important elements: the major changes in the Buffy-Angel dynamic and Season 1's finale. These two elements are the best part of Season 1, so I thought I'd look at them individually.
Well, if that's the case, then I deserve a full bottle of this.
Get ready for fighting, fangs, and flirting as we look at Episode 7, Angel.
As we've seen, Buffy and Angel have been drawn to one another since their dramatic first meeting. Both have been reluctant to express their feelings. Angel remains distant and mysterious, and Buffy tries to lead a normal love life by dating within her social group. However, we know the two of them are meant to be together. One of the biggest mysteries of the first season is Angel's backstory. We've had hints about his reasons for helping Buffy, but we can also tell that he's hiding some dark secret. All these lingering elements come together in this episode. Buffy's nightly patrols start to hurt the Master as she continues to eliminate members of the Order.
Oh no, does that mean Bill is gone? Oh, he was my favorite. Bill!
In a move of desperation, the Master summons the Three, a trio of vampire warriors.
Ridged foreheads, medieval armor, an honor-bound sense of combat? Yeah, that's totally an original concept.
On her way home from the Bronze, Buffy is overpowered by the Three. She's only able to escape due to Angel's timely intervention. They manage to outrun their attackers and hide in Buffy's house.
I'm really glad by the 7th episode there aren't any more obvious mistakes, like having a vampire cross a threshold without being invited. That would just be stupid, right?
Safely indoors, Buffy tends to Angel's wounds.
I was lucky you came along. You're the mystery guy that appears out of nowhere. If you are hanging around, I'd like to know why.
Maybe I like you.
Oh god, could this scene be any more cheesy?
Oh, come on! This is a tender moment!
Who are you kidding? This scene is playing out like a Harlequin romance. As I dabbed at Angel's rippling chest, I struggled to keep my eyes from wandering all over his toned body. You should spend the night. I was terrified that he would say no, and even more terrified that he would say yes.
Worried that the Three are lurking outside, she takes him up to her room to spend the night. Buffy goes to school and returns the following evening to check on her house guest. The two finally reveal their feelings to each other and share their first tender moment.
What? What's wrong?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Angel is a vampire. The writers have dropped countless hints about his true nature over the course of these episodes, so this reveal is really good.
Wait, so if Buffy thought Angel was human, why didn't she have him stay with her for an entire day? The Three obviously can't attack him when it's light outside. Why didn't she tell him to go home in the morning? What was he doing in her room all that time?
Your mother moved your diary when she came in to straighten up. I watched her from the closet.
Now he's at the closet. Now he's opening the closet.
The reveal about Angel also provides another example of a trope inversion. How often in horror movies have we seen the lustful vampire stalk the helpless damsel in her bed? In this case, the vampire is hesitant and the female is the aggressor. Also, this scene reinforces the idea of vampires having a heightened sexual charisma. Over the course of the episode, Angel's shadowy past is revealed. Angel is a 240-year-old vampire who was originally known as Angelus and was sired by Darla. He killed his own family and wreaked havoc throughout Europe for over 100 years. However, at the turn of the 20th century, he came to America and stopped preying on humans. Angel's sudden change in nature is due to a gypsy curse, another homage to classic horror films. After feeding on a girl from a Romani clan, Angel was punished with the restoration of his soul and, along with it, his conscience. This act made Angel a unique creature among the undead. Unlike his fellow vampires who kill without remorse, Angel is haunted by the pain he causes Angelus. As a result, the help Angel offers Buffy is penance for his sins. Angel's curse is why he's such a solitary figure. He walks between two worlds. His vampiric nature means he'll never be human, and his soul makes him an outcast among his own kind. Angel's struggle with his inner demons make him a tragic figure. Following this revelation about Angel, Giles and Xander encourage Buffy to stake him. Buffy is heartbroken and conflicted over her feelings. Meanwhile, Darla initiates a plan to bring Angel back to the Master's fold. Posing as Buffy's study buddy, Darla gets Joyce to invite her into the Summers home and feeds on her. Angel, nearby, hears Joyce's screams and comes to the rescue. Darla tempts Angel with Joyce's warm blood as she escapes. He resists, but is discovered by Buffy. Buffy literally throws him out of her house and takes Joyce to the hospital. Enraged, Buffy resolves to destroy Angel. Darla mocks Angel about how easy it was to turn Buffy against him.
What do you want?
I want it finished.
That's good. You're hurting me. That's good too.
Here you can see why actress Julie Benz was cast in the show. Darla was originally supposed to be a one-off character, a nameless vampire who was killed in the pilot. However, Benz performed so well in her audition that she was written into Angel's backstory. In the final confrontation at the Bronze, Angel attacks Buffy. Buffy gets the drop on Angel, but intentionally misses the killing blow. She demands to know why he fed on her mother. Angel denies doing so.
So basically everything in the third act could have been avoided if the characters had just talked to each other. The main conflict of every bad romantic comedy.
Actually, Angel doesn't correct Buffy's perceptions because of his remorse, self-loathing, and desire to be put out of his misery. Buffy's unwillingness to do so demonstrates that atonement, while never easy, is still worth fighting for. Darla suddenly appears and reveals that she and Angel had a romantic history. Her attempt to frame him was out of jealousy over his relationship with Buffy. Interestingly, this isn't the first time these two women have competed over something. In the early 90s, Ben's auditioned against Sarah Michelle Gellar for the role of Kendall Hart on All My Children.
At least that show's supposed to be full of melodramatic nonsense. Actually, now that I think about it, Buffy would work better as a soap opera.
Previously on One Life to Slay.
You're in love with a vampire? What, are you out of your mind?
You come near us and I'll kill you.
I once drank an entire gallon of Gatorade without taking a breath.
Darla, who's wielding a pair of handguns, wounds Angel and begins a shootout with Buffy.
Why doesn't Buffy carry a gun? All of her problems could be solved so much easier if she did.
Well, duh, she's the vampire slayer. You can't kill—
What about bullets soaked in holy water? Or Molotov cocktails? Hell, even water balloons filled with garlic juice would have worked. For that matter, why doesn't every student at Sunnydale carry a gun? Considering how often they find their classmates horribly dismembered, you'd think everyone would be packing.
Darla has Buffy pinned down when Angel suddenly stakes his sire with a crossbow bolt. This scene is the culmination of Angel's character arc. Over 4 episodes, we've seen him move from being a bystander to offering advice to openly fighting evil. Even though they fear and mistrust him, Angel killing Darla represents him choosing humanity over his demonic heritage. Because of Buffy, Angel fully embraces the difficult but noble path of redemption. Buffy and Angel meet the next night at the Bronze. Recognizing the difficulty of maintaining a relationship, they say their goodbyes. However, they share one last kiss. As Buffy walks away, we see that her cross leaves a poignant mark. From here on out, Buffy will quite literally be on Angel's heart.
Gag!
Now that we've gone over the Angel-Buffy romance, let's take a look at the dramatic conclusion of Season 1, Prophecy Girl.
Throughout Season 1, the Master has tried to break out of his prison using magical spells so he can confront the Slayer.
So we have an ugly bald dude who takes forever to enact his master plan against the Chosen One. I knew he reminded me of someone.
Buffy continues to thwart his plans, much to his frustration. However, this all changes in the finale. Since the previous episode, the Scoobies have noticed apocalyptic signs, such as earthquakes, water turning to blood, and increased vampire activity, that point to the end of the Master's imprisonment. Giles, knowing that Buffy will soon face the Master, enlists Angel's help to find the Pergamum Codex, a text containing prophecies about the Slayer's role in the end times. Upon recovering the Codex, Giles is visibly shaken by one of the passages. Adding to his agitation, he also learns from Jenny that the Anointed One, who was previously thought dead, is in fact alive and is a child. Meanwhile, the romantic entanglements from the season converge. On the eve of Spring Fling, Xander finally gets the guts to ask Buffy out. However, he crashes and burns when she friend-zones him. Xander, wallowing in self-pity, asks Willow to go with him instead. In a surprising move, Willow also rejects Xander, refusing to be his second choice. Later that evening, Buffy heads to the library and overhears Giles discussing the Codex with Angel. It's here that we finally learn the nature of the shocking prophecy.
And you're reading it wrong.
I wish to God I were. But it's very plain. Tomorrow night, Buffy will face the Master, and she will die.
It's in this scene that Buffy the Vampire Slayer is elevated to a whole new level. Prior to this moment, Buffy's had to make minor concessions in her life as a Slayer. Everything changes when she's confronted with her own mortality and the fate of the entire world. Sarah Michelle Gellar delivers one of the most realistic and powerful moments in the series.
Buffy, if the Master rises...
I don't care! Giles, I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die.
Buffy, unwilling to face her fate, rejects both the prophecy and her duty. The next day at school, Willow and Cordy meet to prepare for the dance. In one of the darker moments of the show, they find the members of the AV Club slaughtered by vampires. Up to this point, there's been some separation between the gang's normal life and the supernatural. Most of their adventures have occurred outside of school or involved people that were peripheral characters, and never in such a brutal way.
Yes, we'll never forget any of Willow's friends from AV Club who we've come to know and love, including Dead White Guy and other dead white guy.
Buffy, seeing Willow's pain, decides to resume her duty. Back at the library, Giles decides to save Buffy by facing the Master himself. Jenny gives him more info about the Anointed. Her online contacts have referred her to the scripture Isaiah 11:6.
Wolf shall live with the lamb, leopard shall lie down with the kid.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
However, Buffy resolves herself to her fate and knocks Giles out when he tries to stop her. Outside, she meets the Anointed, who begins to lead her to the Master's lair. The Scoobies discover that Buffy has left. Xander tracks down Angel and forcibly recruits him to take him to the Master. Underground, the Anointed brings Buffy to the entrance of the Master's lair.
There you go, folks. That's literally the only thing the Annoying One does on this show. It's never a good sign when a character's entire contribution to the plot can be accomplished with an arrow.
Buffy reaches the Order's lair and gets ready to face the Master. Buffy puts up a valiant effort, but she's outmatched. In a sad moment, the Master reveals that the prophecy was misleading. If Buffy hadn't come to him, he wouldn't have been able to get free. The Master feeds on Buffy and leaves her to drown in a shallow pool. He uses the power of her blood to escape his prison. Back at school, Willow and Jenny are saved from vampires by Cordy. They barricade the doors and realize the Hellmouth is located underneath the library just as a tentacle monster breaks through the floor.
Feed me Seymour. Feed me all night long.
Underground, Xander and Angel find Buffy apparently dead. Xander, once again displaying his heroism, revives her with CPR. Buffy awakens empowered by her traumatic experience. Like other Christ-like protagonists, she refuses to accept victimhood and is stronger because of her brush with death. Buffy confronts the Master on the roof of the school. She throws him through the skylight, and he's impaled when he lands on a piece of broken table. With the Master defeated, the Hellmouth closes and the vampires disperse. The Scoobies head to the Bronze to celebrate their victory.
There's a car in the hallway, there's been an earthquake in the library, and there's a body in the middle of the floor, and they leave to go party? What's wrong with these people? Giles, do you think we should move the Master's remains? No, leave it till Monday. The janitor will clean it up.
Prophecy Girl's an outstanding end to Season 1. Prior to the finale, the show limited its focus to themes of adolescent angst. Here, the series expands its scope to cover heavy subjects like loss, sacrifice, and the triumph of will. Besides the adult themes, one of my favorite parts of this episode is the use of visual metaphor. Elements like Buffy's white dress and the parallel to being a sacrificial lamb, along with the slaughtered students in the Three Little Pigs cartoon, provide deeper meaning and all point toward the idea of
And that concludes my review of Buffy Season 1. Get ready for Season 2, where the stories and character development get even better.
And here's some examples of those great characters and stories.
Do you think Ted will like this? And this is Ted's favorite show. And Ted's teaching me computers, and Ted said the funniest thing, and I'm like, that's really great, Mom. And then...
Come on! Shake it!
I'm going to need more booze.
Hey guys, Tyler here. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of my other videos, subscribe to my channel, and check out my blog. I really appreciate all the positive interaction and feedback I get, so hit me up on Twitter and Facebook if you haven't already, so I can keep that going. You could say you have a big stake in my work. Bad joke, I'll go.